r/askreddit. What do you think of extremely quiet people? Let me know in the comments what you think of exceptionally quiet people. Ta. They're okay. Thanks. Some are shy. Some just don't say anything if they have nothing to say, which is honestly better than the alternative. I think to each their own. Sometimes it is soothing to be next to quiet people. Some people are quiet because of social anxiety. Some are quiet because they don't feel like interacting with others. Maybe they don't have the energy or don't care. Some people are shy and some probably aren't aware that they are extremely quiet. Whatever the reason is, I think they are people like everyone else. I'm not sure how to answer this question. I'm the quiet type, and what I hate most is people constantly asking me why I'm so quiet, like multiple times. If I have a contribution to make towards the conversation, I'll add it. I'm not shy. I just don't believe in vomiting a constant stream of noise just to fill your empty void. Exactly. I would like to add to this for myself that I f***ing hate it when people feel like silence is awkward, or in a conversation at least one person has to be constantly talking when talking with just one other person. For feck's sake, just get over it. Silence is not always bad. To me it's relaxing, but most people don't feel that way, sadly. I always try to and feel very accomplished when I make them laugh. I have a friend like this who not only speaks at the quietest voice possible, he speaks the absolute minimum. If I ask a detailed question, his answer will just be a quick yes or no. No explanation. He is however insane at roasting and making jokes for some reason. Like, my group of friends have learned to listen to him better just because of how insanely funny he is. In my opinion, extremely quiet people are the most aware. That honestly sounds exactly like my friends always described me. I was the joke master for 1 minute and could keep quiet for the next 40 minutes. I normally like them. I feel like quiet people often have very unique personalities and great stories to share if they feel like talking to you. Also, when they tell you all of their stories, you know they genuinely like you. Ah, that's cute. Reminds me of a guy in school. He is pretty quiet and talks to no one. He gets bullied for being weird and all that. But he's awesome in my eyes, and he tells me tons of things and gets pretty talkative. From what I can see, he trusts me and he feels safe around me, and I trust him back. No homo. Usually I have the urge to be their best friend. Hopefully that makes sense. I just have a lot of respect for people that have no desire to be the center of attention. They're usually the nicest people. Did meet enough of them to form an opinion, although I have been trying to live by this rule. 1. Does it need to be said? 2. Does it need to be said by me? 3. Does it need to be said by me right now? And it's been really hard. Good for them who can do it. They're probably pretty cool people just like everyone else. Nothing. I used to be one due to social anxiety. It's the people who feel the need to constantly talk that I find irritating. Just take a moment to think instead running your mouth all of the time. Yikes. I do that. I don't even realize I'm doing it, and then I hate myself when I realize I didn't let the other person talk. I'm working on it. They don't just open up to anyone. They need to feel safe. They hardly vent, and if they do, it'll be to people that they don't know. They might have issues trusting people, but they are probably the coolest people you'll ever meet once they open up. They're probably into alternative stuff. They are hard to get to know, probably also a bit antisocial, but not in a bad way. They just need their space. And even though they might have a resting bitch face 99% of the time, they are probably the sweetest, kindest people you'll ever meet. As a quiet person, I find it odd that people seem to find it intriguing. I'm just not gonna say sh if I don't need to. I'm also a bit awkward though. A lot of people don't find it intriguing. It's just Redditors tend to be quiet and asocial, so they're furiously upvoting the good stuff. I find extremely quiet people dull and hard to get to know. But I'm very outgoing and gregarious, so it's just an incompatibility thing. They make great neighbors. The less I know about other people's affairs, the happier I am. I'm not interested in caring about people. I once worked with a guy for 3 years and never learned his name. Best friend I ever had. We still never talk sometimes. Sometimes I call people by the wrong name, just to let them know I don't care about them. Anecdotally, almost every extremely quiet person I've met turned out to be very sweet and caring underneath their seemingly indifferent attitude. On the other hand, I've met 10 also outgoing, charming, vivacious life of the party individuals, and after getting to know 2 or 3 of them really well, they turned out to be extremely vicious/narcissistic at best, as well as unforgiving and even threatening violence when crossed at worst. I accept just about everyone, but the people experience has taught me to be cautious around are the latter of the 2 above mentioned types. To reiterate, I've met 7 or 8 out of 10 that were really great, but the ones that weren't had something fucked up inside them that even the extremely quiet bad ones didn't have. So I trust the extremely quiet people a little easier and am more attracted to them than the outgoing ones. I know that wasn't exactly the question, but there it is. They spark joy. As someone who is extremely quiet, I tend to not notice other quiet people. Then I get angry at myself for not being noticeable enough. Then others think I'm being standoffish and acting like I'm better than them, and I get angry at myself for coming off as standoffish to people who I really want to accept me. And at the end of the day, the only reason I don't speak up is because I don't want to bother anyone. So when I do notice other quiet people, I wonder if they are at peace or if their mind is as much of a conflicting mess as mine is. I wish more of these mythical quiet people would sit near me at the movies. The quiet people are watching it at home 4 months later. I always feel like I'm bothering them, but whenever someone that is usually quiet talks to me, I feel special, and if they compliment me, I beam with joy and just feel so great. I think really quiet people have a lot of self-control to not say whatever comes into their head like I do. I never force myself upon them. Instead, I simply make myself available for interaction if they choose it. My experience has been that very quiet people have much to offer. I respect their choice to be quiet without analyzing it further. As a quiet person myself, I have noticed handfuls of people have strong opinions about shy or quiet people. Some have pestered me with, "Why are you so quiet?" as if it's a bad thing. Some ignore me, like I have nothing good to say. Some say I'm dumb or weird. But I have plenty of great and creative things to say, and I could probably make you laugh so hard with my stories that come from observing people and all the things I've witnessed. Yeah, I hate when people ask that. Sometimes I just want to be like, "Why are you so noisy?" It's such a ridiculous question in my opinion. Why are you so quiet? I'm trying not to annoy people. I've learned that it's not that they don't have anything to say, you just aren't asking the right questions. Once you find out their interests, they open up a lot. They need someone else to start the conversation. Am friends with one. Met through college stuff, was my roommate for a while. Ended up living together, and at first he would mostly just chill in his room. After a while, he started to hang out in the same room as the rest of my friends. While we would be generally loud and slightly obnoxious, we just kind of did our thing while he played games on the living room TV. I asked him about it once. He said he liked our company because he didn't feel pressured to interact. Made me wonder how many other people I've met that prefer to be alone would enjoy a similar arrangement. To break the circle jerk, I find shy people rather boring. Scared to talk to people, bad at making new friends, not at ease at social events, not quick to try new things and get out of their comfort zone, etc. If they are shy, it can also mean they might not engage with you that actively. I like people who are assertive, who will challenge you in a discussion, who can get riled up, and will be enthusiastic and passionate. Shy people can be that, but just less often, or behind closed doors. Plus, I think professionally it's just about train a lot of careers. Speaking up, making friends and being assertive are all good traits. Being shy is just not a great thing in that case, especially if you're dealing with clients and new or temporary team members. Can they be amazing people? Absolutely. Generally though, my friends aren't shy, and I think that's a good thing for them, and for our friendship. Nothing in particular. I try to reserve judgment till, if I get to know them, they have just as much capacity to be great or as someone who's not quiet. Subscribe for more OSME and r/Reddit videos. Cheers.